Hello? It's you again. I don't know why you keep returning. Personally, I hate the sound of my voice, so if I was watching my videos, no, I wouldn't watch my videos because I find myself very, very annoying. I'm sure you do too. So that brings up the question, why are you watching me? Actually, no, that's good. Keep watching me. But anyway, this is Comi999, your stinking lag, your favourite communist Australian Egyptian hybrid freak guy. And as you can see, I've finished the mushroom farm. I was contemplating a lot actually, because you know how last time I said I cannot progress without ice? Well, turns out the solution was actually very, very simple. I could have gone ahead without using ice, but without using ice meant that the items moved a heck of a lot slower and it'd take about 10 minutes for it to reach over there. Now I'll explain what that does anyway, but right now I just want to show you what it does. Okay, so you come over here and you press this button, and then what happens, water comes down, flushes all the items into central locations. The holes in the ground open up, or the drains as I like to call them. They go into the water streams, and then the floor closes back up. Now it causes a lot of lag because it's, redstone. Minecraft doesn't like redstone. Everything lags up because it feels like just making it annoying. But what ends up happening is all the items, they all, go down into the item streams. And then after that, they should collect down there. Now what this is just a simple item elevator. And I press this button here. Up the items pop. And pretty much that's as simple as it gets. So, because I had when I was working with mushrooms or just growing mushrooms in here, it was kind of like a waste of space or waste of time really, because when I was chopping down the mushrooms, what I find is I pick up all the mushrooms that it drops, it doesn't drop many, and you end up picking them up when you chop them down. So I had to justify wasting all this time and resources on this stinking room. And I did that by putting in these dirt rows and saying that I could use it for tree farming. I will probably make a proper tree farm eventually, like a JL2579 and his crew's version of it, with a big piston pusher thing that makes a block of wood that you can just go through with the efficiency 10 axe. But for now, this will have to suffice. If you've noticed, these lamps are offset one block, and I find that very, very annoying. The only way I could get these lamps in here is by offsetting it because of all the stinking wiring down there. So that's the only way, really. But yeah, now these lamps prevent mobs from spawning in this room. Now, actually, I'll show you how the wiring works. It's very, very simple. Up here we've got all the double piston extenders going down, and all it has, if I can show you, yeah, behind here you've just got a water source block, right? Now when I can't show you, but this ends up going up, like pulling the half slab back up, and the water flows down quite nicely. And what I have that repeated another 8 times. Did I just break something? Yeah, I have that repeated another 8 times, and I have them all connected up in branch formation, all to this one wire. Now this one wire comes down from underneath here, and yeah, I'll explain the circuit in a second. Now there's another wire, which is pretty much all the extenders. Stupid lag. All the extenders down here are all linked together as well. Nice and simple. And that allows me to pretty much control the entire system by having two inputs. Now the way this works is the button that it's linked to, which is on that's left, that's right. The right button is connected through here, and it's connected to this RS null latch right here. Now when it powers, it flips the state of this RS null latch, which turns on this torch, which sends out a signal into this block, which then branches off into two areas. Now it branches off into the water system at the top, which goes first. As you can see, there's no repeaters, so it doesn't have a delay. So that turns on first, and once that turns on, it branches off into the second area. So it goes around in a loop, which takes, I don't know, 3 seconds or so. Actually, probably a lot more. But yeah, it branches off, goes into here, goes down, and opens up the floor. Now after it's done that, it goes back around, takes some time to go back around, so pretty much the floor stays on, like it stays flushing, the system is flushing, until this signal travels around through all these repeaters, and it sets the state of this RS null latch back to its default. So pretty much it's just what do you call them? A pulse extender combined with a sequencer. So it's a very, very simple little setup. And that way I can control how it all runs. So yeah, that's all this is. I'm still not convinced that it was worth the time and effort to make it though. A much cruder version of it, or much cruder way of farming trees and mushrooms could have been much more feasible than this, but you know, what are you gonna do? Minecraft's all about having fun. What else was I gonna show you? Oh yeah, I've been farming a heck of a lot of potions too. I've gotten a heap of fire resistance, regeneration, speed, and then the spawner type potions. I've got potions of harming, potions of healing, which actually do the opposites. So that heals the mobs, that damages them. And I've got a whole heap of strength potions as well. Now all that aside, what was it going to show you? Hello. Oh. That noise, it always scares me. So what I want to do for today, the goal I have, is to make auto farms. I'm going to make auto farms for the other 4 types of stuff. Cocoa beans, wheat, carrots and potatoes. You know, you know what they're used for. I definitely want potatoes for a food source and carrots for also a food source. But I want to have carrots for the night vision potions and invisibility potions, which I'm sure will come in handy. Night vision's great for the nether, I find. Well, everybody would find that. If you go into the nether with the night vision, everything's lit up and it's just great. You know, you can see it a lot better with it. But this is the space that I'm going to be making the 4 auto farms. I've got to clear it out and yeah, figure out a formation. Haven't done that yet, so that's what I want to do. After that, I find it quite appropriate to do the auto farms now since we're in the mode of making farms. But after that, I want to also make animal farms. So I'm going to probably use the design by Xisumavoid, which the cow breeder, the pig breeder, and the sheep breeder. So I'll be having that as well, and a chicken farm, of course. Chickens are a little bit harder to deal with because you need great numbers to make or to get eggs from them. And that requires a lot of chickens, which I think I just said. But anyway, having a lot of chickens causes a heck of a lot of lag and a lot of annoying noise. So we're going to have to come up with some clever way to disguise that. But all that aside, I think I should get started on that room. I also want to show you something too. Look what I got. Where is it? No. Ah, here. Check that out. Protection 2, Thorns 1. That was a rare drop from a mob that was in here. It's pretty cool. Just gonna show you something else. Yeah, but I've noticed that, or before when I was farming mobs a heck of a lot in one of my older worlds, I noticed that the enchantments you get from them are very, very basic. You just get Protection 1. Very rarely you get Power 1 bows, extremely rarely. But I've noticed ever since 1.4 or one of the 1.4 sub updates, I've noticed that you get higher tier enchantments. Like when I was clearing out the room behind there for the tree and mushroom farm, I was noticing a whole heap of stuff. Like I was clearing it out, and then I saw flaming arrows fly past my face, which is pretty scary actually. But yeah, you get a heck of a lot of better enchantments from mobs now, so that actually gives my farm a lot more purpose. What happened there? Minecraft just crashed all of a sudden for no reason. Okay, we're back. So yeah, I think I'm gonna just clear out this room and get it prepped for making the auto farms. You can't go too far though because I've got all this garbage over here, but I think that's gonna be plenty of space. I've also got to come up with some kind of design. I don't exactly want a nice clean look. I want it to be like a reused subway or something. What would be cool is if I had it so that there was actually a door here or something, like a maintenance access way, where you have like, you know, drains or something. I think that would look really cool. You know, keep this look going. But one thing I want to do before I start on that is to change the sleepers and the rails. I don't like them being birch, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to try changing them to oak, and we'll see how that looks. I don't know. I've run into a problem. I do like it, but the problem is that these planks are made out of the same, you know, same wood. So I think the next on my list to try out would be pine. I think pine would look good. It would contrast a lot better than this wood does, though. That's for sure. Because you've got a lot of greys. Greys generally go good with darker colours, you know. Give it a nice... I'm trying to sound like an expert. I don't know. Yeah, I'm no expert in art, but I tried it before and I think it looks good. So I'm going to have to go and find some pine saplings, but that's for another time. I've done what I can right now. Oops. What I want to do now is, yeah, get onto clearing out this room and seeing how that goes. So, I'll be back for realsies. Ooh, I think I'm getting somewhere. I've spent quite a while working with cosmetics because I do want it to be presentable, but this is what I've done so far. Actually, I've got to eat first. I can actually run. What do you think? I've tried to make it like one of those, you know, those creepy stairwell type structures, you know, with all the foul water at the bottom and all that. Tried to do like a wreckage. Tried to make it look like it's all wrecked and everything down the bottom. Oops. Sound lag again. Yeah, the pretty much like the staircase is a spiral staircase, as you can see, but it comes down and it just, you know, breaks off. I think that's pretty cool. Now, just in case you do get stuck down here, I've made like a little way up, but you have to do some parkour. But since this is an adventure map in the making, it's okay. Doesn't matter at all. So you just pretty much get up like that, provided there isn't any lag ruining it for you. And then when you climb up here, yeah, I know it's annoying. I have to pretty much, yeah, jump all the way up. But for me, I think cosmetics comes before functionality, so I always choose the crappiest way to get up if it means it's the best looking. Now this is where I'm going to have the farm, so I'm going to have it a hallway and then the entrances to each little farm. All it is pretty much like a booth, so you walk in and you stop here and then you plant the wheat there, and you've got dispensers on each side dispensing you stuff. So it's pretty simple design, little design, you know. It's not going to take up much room, so I'm just going to have like a, I don't know, I think I should make it like it's a hallway, but it's blocked off. It's going to have iron bars, maybe that. Actually, that's a good idea. I could put iron bars. So if I was to dig this part out, I could have, I don't have any on me at the moment, but what I could do is just have like a, pretty much like the train tunnel. I could have it so that it goes on for a little while, but you block it off early, so it looks like you're staring into the darkness, you know. It's all eerie and scary. I like that. Does it even reach the roof? No, it doesn't. I have to fix that. But yeah, I hope you like it. If you got any suggestions, yeah, tell me, because I'm definitely looking for suggestions, and you know, just to make it look a little bit better. I'm not too convinced that that's, you know, some kind of sewer. The water, I don't know, the blue, that adding that extra color, it kind of removes, it takes away from that feel, you know. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right having it all blue water. Imagine if this was in a swamp. This was in a swamp, that would work out perfectly. And now we've got an onslaught of mobs. Huh, what the hell is this? Man, if they sneak up and blow me up, I'm gonna be spitting. Yes, us Australians say funny things like that. Get back! A record. It's done actually. Ah well, I'm not taking a risk like that. Stuff that. Actually, exchange my sword. Where did I put that iron? Ah, over here. Yeah, so I reckon if we dug that path a little further, I think that would look great. Give it a go. I think that should do 35. Yeah, that's fine. I think I'm gonna remove the mobs everywhere. I'm gonna have to figure out. Oh no, I helped him up. What did I do that for? All good. I think I'm gonna have to find some way to prevent mobs from spawning in here. I don't know if I said before, but Panda, which is somebody collaborated with JL2579 on his server. In his single player, Panda, he came up with a very, very good way of disabling mobs, but without changing your difficulty. Since we're next to a spawner, it worked perfectly. He connected a spawner to a canal that dispensed pumpkins. I think I said this before, I'm not sure. I forget. But yeah, there's a chance that a zombie that's spawned from a spawner will go past, pick up the pumpkin, and when they pick up a pumpkin, or you know, any kind of headgear or armor, they don't despawn. So you pretty much have them forever until you kill them. And he made it so that you can move it in and out, into the nether or out of the nether, into the overworld, and that way you can control whether you want the nether to have mobs or the overworld to have mobs. So I think that's a pretty good idea. I'm quite tempted to try to use that. I've changed my mind about having like a grinder above here, because actually we'll change that right now, because there's just too many dark spots. You can't really do eerie looking train station without having dark areas, but then that also encourages mob spawning, so I think we're gonna have to have the grinder relatively close but out of the spawn, like out of this range. So when our base becomes, or what do you call it, unloads, the chunks unload, I think that will be further enough, which is pretty much 144 blocks away, so that, yeah, not too far away. And since we're surrounded by ocean, we're directly under the sea right now, so it'd be good. There's no problem. And then I'll probably set up the grid there as well. I wonder if we could find a witch hut, because if we found a witch hut, then we could use that as the grinder. Not unlike DocM77. I don't want to copy DocM, but you know, what can you do? Weaponizing witch huts isn't isn't, you know, what do you call it, copyrighted. But if we were to do that, we could have a grinder next to the witch hut as well. I don't know, so many ideas. I don't want to procrastinate, because if I procrastinate, I'll generally forget what I want to do. But yeah, all in due time. Yeah, but just imagine this is dug out, and then we just have it blocked off. Like a lot better than this, of course. It's just like garbage. You know, imagine that going on into the distance, and you know, you have, I don't know. There's several ways you can do it, but something like that, you know, and just before the gate is where all the farms would branch off. So that will work. But as for now, I don't know what I'm going to do now. I'll have to think of something. I did want to... I'll probably actually continue with this. Yeah, I'll have to continue with this. I need all those plants and all the vegetables and things like that. Yeah, so hope you like it, and I'll continue on here. As for the placement, I think I'm going to have... and I'll move in a little bit further, but I'll have carrots and potatoes on one side. Then I have the wheat and cocoa beans on the other side. I think that'll work. You know, just to keep the ones that you use in potions together, and the ones you don't on the other side. I don't know, some kind of organizing system. Yeah, but with that, I'll continue on. Cut out all the boring garbage that you don't want to see. I'll be back. Okay, let's check what I've done so far. I was experimenting actually with the settings to make it look better, and yeah, I'll show you what I've done. This is what I did. Put the brightness down on moody, and I put render distance on tiny just to put the fog up. So, you'll see what I mean anyway. So we're just walking down this eerie train station. I've got to continue that so you can't see it. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have as little lighting as I can. And problems mobs, but then we'll turn off the mobs using, you know, that method that I was talking about earlier. So you go up the eerie staircase, and you can see down there's a sewer-like thing down there. Go up here. What do you think of this? This is where I'll have the farms branching off, the auto farms. But then you go up against the gate, and you just stare into this nothingness. I don't know, I just love that feeling. Yeah, what do you think of that? That's what I really did was just, you know, actually no, I'm not going to show you what's down at the end actually. You're going to have to find out yourself. But yeah, there's a secret down at the end I'm not going to tell you about. that curiosity eat you alive. But I ran into a little problem though. Where this auto farm is actually backing off into the little piston contraption that I made for the mushroom farm. Now I think I can fit it in somehow, but it's gonna be hard, like very hard. It's not gonna be easy, that's for sure. Well, anyway, I'm gonna have to see. I'm just gonna have to see like if that fits or not. If it doesn't fit, I'm not actually sure what I'm gonna do about that. We'll have to see. Well, I think what I'm gonna do now is just get started on them. Probably clear out the rooms, get the materials ready. I wonder whether I should actually complete it this episode, because we are running out of time, and I don't exactly want to rush through it. You know, I'll get as many as I can done anyway. I'll be back. I'll probably do one, but yeah, I'll be back. I'm just preparing to gather the materials needed to make the auto farm. So look what I found you can do with the hotkeys. You know those new hotkeys where you can, you know, move things around using your numbers. You can actually do it inside of the crafting table as well, which is pretty cool. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's gonna come in handy. Okay, back to work. Alright, I did the cocoa bean farm first just to see if it fits, but yeah, I made a design that fits. So this is how it works. So you flick up this so you can't go any further, so you can position yourself. You take out a cocoa bean out of the left dispenser, and you just hold down and right click. GenerikB designed this method of farming, and then I think it was Pear Squirrel that improved it. But yeah, it's a very, very smart way of doing it. So that's pretty much it, and that's what I'm going to be doing with all the other ones. Instead of using pistons though, I think I'm going to be using the lantern design that Xisumavoid came up with. Pretty much it uses the fact that plants don't grow in light, or they'll break when the light turns off. So that's pretty much how they work. They have the lantern above, and they just turns on and off to break it, instead of using a piston, which is a little slower. They use, yeah, a lantern. So yeah, we've done the first farm, and time to continue. Well, I think I've finished that little project. What I do want to do though is get some leather, because I want to put the item frames above the auto farm, so I know which one is which. But for now I can't do that. I have to wait until I get some kind of farm going. I put these torches in, and I measured it, because you can't have any interfering light here, so I put these torches in, and they don't interfere with the actual auto farms themselves, but they prevent spawning in all the spawnable blocks, so that works out fine. This one, however, is my design, and is the cocoa bean one farm. So you can't, it doesn't use light, so light doesn't interfere with it. But since it doesn't have a lantern, I have to put in light somewhere. But yeah, it's pretty much finished. I put in these chests for some storage, and I'll just show you pretty much what it does. So you just go, you know, just sit there for hours pretty much. I've got a challenge actually. What'd be cool is if I used up all the bone meal that gets produced by the grinders down there. Now that means that I'd have to make a lot of I'd have to make a lot of produce to pretty much use it all up. So actually, where's bone meal? Bone meal's run out there. Yeah, but they're all working really well. The lantern ones is Xisumavoid's design. I'll put a link in the description for it. But yeah, kudos to him. He did a good job. Him and GenerikB pretty much came up with both of the designs. I think GenerikB helped him with it. I'm not sure. I think I'm not 100% sure what happened, but yeah, both of them, credit goes to both of them. That's that done. Up here is now complete. I might add like a storage system or something in behind here. Like imagine if I had pistons that opened up and I had chests behind, I don't know, for storing bone meal or something. I don't know. Just all speculation, or procrastination rather. Now what I want to do is, actually I think that's all I wanted to do for this episode, and it's approaching the limit, so it worked out perfectly. But next episode, what I want to do is set up a link between our home village. So I want to link this portal to our home portal by like some kind of fancy rail system. But don't like trekking across the nether. It's very, very dangerous. For some reason, when I went through here to go and get some materials, there's all creepers and everything waiting for me on the other side of the portal. Yeah, I died a couple of times. And in that blast, I lost my looting 3 sword. My quad enchantment sword is gone. That was some frustration right there. But I think I have to say goodbye. Hope you liked the episode. Leave suggestions in the comment section if you've got any. What else? yeah, pretty much. I just hope you like the video. Hope you like the way this is turning out, and I hope you have a passion for Russian architecture like I do. Please put up with my voice. I know it's annoying, but with that, goodbye. Take care.